We have a few minutes left, and I'd love for you to highlight a little bit. You did, but let's dig a little bit deeper. What was life like before you experienced the Vertetrac, and what's life been like since?
Wow, I mean, before the Vertetrac, like I said, I was for a year and a half, I was hunched over at a 40-degree angle. I could sit in a chair, I could sit in the car, I could drive, but walking 10 to 20 steps, that was it. I had to stop, rest. I would go to the store, I would rent some of those, motorized carts because I couldn't handle it in the stores. So, I had to do that. And then, for me, being at the age I was, was pretty embarrassing. I don't take any medicine. I don't need any drugs for anything. I'm really healthy, because I know how to take care of myself. And yet here I am on a motorized cart. Here I am not really able to walk well, no sports, I could, yeah. So it was bad. It was the pain was intolerable. And I don't take pain medications ever. So because I believe you need the pain signal, you need to work with the pain signal to ultimately know if the pain's going away when you try something. So, maybe I take it to an extreme, and I think people need to take pain meds when it's intolerable. That's important. But for me, it's just a philosophy that I have. I want to know the pain signal. I want to work with the pain signal. So for that year and a half, my life was miserable. Unfortunately, I had three young boys at the time, all young teenagers. And I was a jerk. I mean, I was so irritable. I mean, I just couldn't, I was almost intolerable to my family, because it was tough. I mean, it was sad and it was tough. So, when I found the Vertetrac, I had no idea if the thing was going to work, but I was going to do anything that I had to do, try anything that I could try to get myself out of pain. And when they shipped it over, I, read the instructions, really simple to put on and use. And if I had any questions, I emailed them and they answered me right away. So their customer support was fantastic. And I mean, to be in the kind of pain I was in, sleeping 2 hours a night maximum before I had to wake up and get myself from a 10 to a 5 or a 4 pain level where I could actually get back into the one position I could sleep in, putting the pillows in the exact same place in the right place that worked for me. That was just it was a tough life. It was a miserable life. I just didn't feel good about anything. I couldn't work really well, and I rely on my ability to work. I mean, I couldn't do it, so I was out of not working effectively. I mean, I could work a little bit, but not working effectively. When you're in that kind of pain, people who are in pain know how tough it is, and so I just when I got the Vertitrack, I started using it. No idea if it was going to work or not. I was just committed to take it to the full course. If I had to do it for a month, they told me I wouldn't need to do it that long. I didn't care. I'd do it for a month, 2 months, anything to try and get out of this pain. And 10 days later, it was like a miracle. I mean, if you had to define a miracle and you didn't know any better, like being a side clinician, I having a PhD in heavy duty brain research, I don't usually define things as miracles, but you know, if you had to define a miracle, this could qualify. How can this thing create such a dramatic change, like overnight, like that, and then free me up to be out of pain, walk around, go back to sports. It was just because I was a sports guy my whole life. Thrill seeking, skiing all over the world, playing for college football scholarship. Beating my body up, unfortunately, which I wish I could take all that back. But to be able to go back to some of the sports that I loved was just phenomenal. It was like a new life. My family appreciated me a lot more. I had a lot of apologizing to do because I knew that I was, really having a problem, being so irritable, So anyway, that's kind of like the before and after picture. And, people who are in pain, when they can get out of pain without taking pain meds, because they have limited usefulness anyway, and they can dull the pain, but they're not eliminating it, to be able to eliminate pain without drugs, right? It's just the best. And anybody in chronic pain can tell you that they'll say it. So that's why the Vertetrac is so powerful, being so effective, because it can really provide an outcome for people that they want more than anything else. People in chronic pain, what's the outcome they want? Zero pain, full activity without having to take any kind of medications.
Well, Dr. Bob, I appreciate you for inspiring the people listening and watching to take control of their health. As you said, if you are looking to avoid surgery, advanced interventions, looking to avoid taking those drugs that mask the pain and don't solve the issue, MediTrac and specifically the Vertetrac is a great option. Dr. Bob, thank you so much for chatting today.
It's great to talk to you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for watching this video on the Evidence-Based Chiropractor channel. If you don't want to miss a single thing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications of every video we put out, and we put out new content each and every week. So be sure to subscribe today.